Hey guys, welcome back. Lazarus here for Taz Plus again, and finally we're going to go ahead and start working on Wally's back. So last time we went ahead and finished these sort of minor details, and we're going to have to go ahead and move to the back. Now this is sort of the last part that we're going to do, and there are sort of two ways of doing this. I'm just going to get up this reference. And as you can tell here, there's the back of Wally is actually cut in and there's an extrusion inside, and that's where these sort of pieces sit in and come out of. So for us to do that, this bit is going to get a little bit complicated because we haven't done that. So what we're going to have to do is basically we're going to have to get rid of all these supporting edges that we already added in. So we get a clean mesh. And then we're going to have to go ahead and select these faces and push them in. And once we've done the top half, we're going to have to do the same thing on the bottom half, so you can push this in. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain adjusting loads of vertices and snapping them and make sure that everything sort of sits in the right place. Or if you don't want to have that detail so that this piece is pushed in, what you can do is basically skip the next couple of parts and only do the parts where we actually make these pieces and just push it onto the back of this mesh. Now for those of you who want to do this properly, we're going to go ahead and in the next couple of parts we're going to go ahead and clean up these meshes and make sure that this is sort of pushed in and is sitting at the right place. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but it will worth it for the extra detail, I guess. So I thought I'll just let you guys know what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to have this reference on the side. This is the render that I've done a couple of days ago of the finished version. So I'm going to be using this as a reference. So I'm going to put this on the side and let's go ahead and start doing this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and select both of these pieces and group them together and then duplicate them over. So in case we mess something up like a lot, we can always go back to this base mesh. So it's a good idea to duplicate this off, and we're going to be working on this piece. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of all these extra edges that we have going on here, and that will just allow us to select faces easier and push. We would have to push less vertices around and stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and start cleaning this up. Okay. So basically I want to get rid of all the edges that are that we don't that are not sort of supporting edges. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and probably start on this corner, and it is a bit difficult because there are a lot of edges, but we're just going to have to go ahead and start working our way around this. So here there are two edges, and I'm going to select both of them and spin around to see which one is actually the supporting edge or what it is actually for. And there we go. So one of them is this, which is a supporting edge. So you can go ahead and just get rid of that one. Okay. And it seems like that we gonna need this one for something. So let's go ahead and try to figure that out if we actually need that or not. And my mouse is freaking out a little bit. So let's go ahead and isolate this top piece, and let's go ahead and reselect this edge to see if we can find. There we go. Okay, so that edge is actually for here that we do need, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that on, and let's go ahead and move on to the next lot. So there are these three, so I'm just going to select this one, that one. Actually let's do it at the back because it seems like they don't all go all the way around. Let's just do this one and delete that one. So that one we're going to need for this. This one we don't need. So let's go ahead and delete that one. And I'm pretty sure that these two don't need. Let's go ahead and delete that one and leave the middle one. Same with this. And same with these. So obviously the middle one is going to be a main edge. And then the next two on the side is just a supporting edge for that, most likely, hopefully. So same here, let's go ahead and get rid of these two, and for some reason does not want to select the edge. There we go. So now we get these double loops. Let's go ahead and try to figure out what they're doing, and it's going to be the same case. This is the supporting one, and that one is for this. So it's going to be a little bit of a pain to clean this up, and now obviously we're going to have to go ahead and put all these edge loops back, but we got to do what we got to do. We should have done this at the beginning, but I didn't consider the back being pushed in, so you should have done a bit more research before adding in these edge loops. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need that one, we don't need this one, and we're just trying to get rid of every edge that we don't need, so it will be easier for us to go ahead and cut this in. This should be coming down, but shouldn't make too much difference for now. This moves alright, so it should be okay. So again, I'm just going to get rid of these, cleaning this up. So let's go ahead and try to figure out what do we need out of this loop. We don't need that one. Okay, let's go ahead to back, and let's get rid of this bottom one, and I think we're pretty much there. Okay, cool. So we have that done. Now we get sort of a clean piece. Let's also go ahead and get rid of a couple of these, and as you can tell, we got rid of that. Oh no, there we go. Okay, sorry. So let's go ahead and see what else. This one. Okay, and I think we are pretty much there. Okay, that should do the trick. Right, so what we're next going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees that way. Oops. Or not that way. Let's try to rotate it here. Okay, so minus 180 degrees. And this way it will be just easier to work on the back by going to our front view. Okay, so we're going to start off with the top piece and then leave the bottom piece for later on. And let's go ahead and add in the sort of loops that where we're gonna make the cut. Okay, so if I'm looking at my reference, basically this face is gonna stay. Okay, and obviously these faces are gonna stay. We can also get, actually we can't cut this in half because it is not symmetrical. Okay, so we can't cut it in half. We're gonna have to do it on both sides, but that's fine. So basically you're gonna need all these faces to be pushed in. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna have these pushed out, and we're gonna need an extra loop on the top, so let's go ahead and add that. I'm just gonna tear off my edit mesh and use my insert edge loop tool. Okay, and I'm just gonna put one around the top, roughly around there. Okay, so this is sort of like our border, and everything else inside here is going to be pushed in. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and grab these, and it might be a better idea actually to delete them, because I think on the inside there are some faces that we're going to have to push around as well, but we're going to have a look at that in a sec. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to zoom inside. Oh no, the top piece is actually fine. It's the only bit is this bottom, because it's curved, so you're going to have to do some adjusting there, but everything else is fine apart from that. Okay, so let's go ahead and push this in. So let's extrude and then go to the thickness, and we're gonna have to do some cleaning up, but it should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna push it where this edge is, or probably, yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna push it, see where this edge lays or lies. That's where we're gonna push it in to. Okay, like so. And it's probably easier to get to delete all these faces, I think, and go from there. So let's just do that. Let's delete that, and let me just see what these edge loops are doing. So basically this is where we're going to extrude our piece from, and this is that outer piece, and because of our extrusion we made these faces. So let's just undo that, the extrude. Okay, and delete that, and that way we don't have these faces. Okay, so now basically where this loop is, that's where we sort of need our face to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go ahead and loop this edge. Okay, this border edge. But before that, we're going to, let me just think about this. No, it's fine. Yeah, let's select that, and we're going to unselect this bottom edge, and we're going to select this side edge as well. We're only going to extrude these. So let's go ahead and hit extrude, and then in the thickness, go ahead and drag this in. So we're dragging it in roughly where that edge is, okay? Like so. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of these bottom faces. Okay. Like so. And let's get rid of this edge. Alright, that might cause us some problems. Hopefully it won't. Right, so it doesn't want to get rid of that edge, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and sort it out in a sec. Let's go ahead and snap this vertex up. So just use a merge vertex tool. So snap that up there, and snap this one up there. It's because it's treating this edge as a border edge, but we should be able to get rid of it in a bit. Well, hopefully we should be able to get rid of it. So now that we have that, we just got to basically fill this hole in. So you can do that a few ways. We can just extrude it along and then merge the vertices. So that's probably the way we're going to go ahead and do this, is select this top loop, top edge. And for some reason my mouse is freaking out, so I'm just going to pause and then I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and carry on. So select these top edges. So we're only going to have to select them two and that last one in there. And then we're going to go ahead and just extrude these down. So let's just use extrude. And we're going to go ahead and extrude these down. And also snap it to that vert. Oops. So make sure you select that axis. You snap it down. Extrude again, just hit G. And snap it there. Extrude again. To there, extrude again, and we'll line up with that one. Oops, extrude again, that one, and I don't think we got one more left to do, so I'm just going to snap this one to that one. Okay, cool. So now we just gotta merge all these verts together. So let's go ahead and do that. Vertex, and let's select them two, merge vertices, and it should all merge together quite nicely, hopefully. And we're gonna have to do the same thing on the other side. So let's go down here, and with this one I'm gonna use the target world one. So merge vertex tool, that one to that one, that one to that one. So now I'm doing the bottom bit, and just zoom in, and where is that vertex? Right, there it is on the bottom. So let's go ahead, I think it's there. Let's try to find this. Oops. There it is. So that's the bad thing with snapping exactly to the right place. Sometimes we might not be able to find it as easily, but it should be alright. So let's carry on and merging these, and I think that's good. Okay, same thing with this. And I think we're nearly there, and then we just got to do the side. Oops, I went to the wrong place. Okay, cool. So let's just go ahead and merge these ones, and it should be all good to go. Let me just make sure that that one merged together. So it's a good idea to check if you select one and then move it around. That should give you an indication if it merged together properly or not. And just make sure that you have a good enough threshold, so it's only going to merge them two verts and not anything behind it, hopefully. Okay, and these should be all merged together, so it should be fine. Just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and run a cleanup on this, make sure everything is fine. So go to mesh, cleanup, faces with more than 4 sides, and hit apply, and we're getting quite a few of them. Let's try to find them where they are. We shouldn't do. And I can't find where they are. Let's isolate it. Right. So we're getting some issues around here, which I can't really see. We're gonna go have, oh, there we go. So I'm not sure if this is on the top or not. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is at the front here, where we get this line coming across. So we're gonna have to go ahead and fix this. I'm not really sure why that is happening. We shouldn't have that. I think it's when we, yeah, it must be when we got rid of that edge loop at the beginning. That's when we sort of made these sort of errors. We have gotten rid of the supporting edge as well as the edge that was going around. So we'll go ahead and fix these later on. But now I'm just worried about the back. So that should be fine. Let's go ahead and isolate this again. And also let's go ahead and try to delete these edges now. And it still won't let me. So let's go ahead and try to merge the vertices instead. So just go to vertex mode, and what we're going to do is use a merge vertex tool, and we're going to start snapping these down. Okay. And we can actually snap it down there as well, and it should be okay. Okay, so that will get rid of that edge for us. Make sure you save quite a lot, because Maya might crash quite a bit. And let me just do this one there, and that got rid of it. Okay, so the back looks pretty good. We've done the extrusion quite fast in there. So now we just sort of got gonna have to add in all the edge loops again for this, so it will hold its shape. Okay, and then we can go ahead and move on to the bottom piece. So with the bottom, let me just rotate this 180 as well. Okay, so again with the bottom piece, we're gonna have to get rid of all the supporting edges, so you can do this a lot easier. And with the bottom, it's a little bit more work because of this inner piece that we have here. Okay, so this is going to have to be pushed back as well, so we have enough space here to make this flat. So that will require a bit more work, but we've done quite well on this. So yeah, next part we're going to go ahead and finish up the top, and then we can go ahead and work our way to the bottom piece. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next part.